Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is part 2 of a 4-part series. Part 1, if you haven't already seen, was a full clean of the exterior of the Caravan, and just a few days later you can see it's absolutely filthy again. Part 2, this video is going to be me showing you how to re-silicone the seals and the importance of doing that. Part 3 is a fairly comprehensive look at cleaning the water system, so that's from your aqua roll, through your pipes, your taps, and eventually into your waste master. Part 4 is going to be a full van tour where we're going to show you the inside of our van and how we use it, and the stuff on the exterior that we use as well. If you are enjoying this mini-series, then please give us a like. You can do that if you're watching it on your phone or your tablet or your PC by clicking the thumbs up. And if you're watching it on your television, which I know that 65.6% of you are watching on your television, then just get your remote, press the up button, and then go along to the thumbs up and give us a thumbs up. If you're able to give us a comment as well, then that would be much appreciated. So as I mentioned at the beginning, this isn't going to be a particular long video. That's for the fact that once I showed you how to silicone one seal, they're all the same. So we'll do one window, we'll do the door, and we'll do one of the lockers, and then I think after that it'll be fairly obvious what you need to do to replicate that. So what we have here is WD-40 Silicone Spray. Do not confuse this with the traditional WD-40. You must not use WD-40 on rubber. It will cause it to go tacky when you touch it and eventually cause it to fail. So you don't need to use WD-40. There's plenty of other brands out there. I think Thetford's do their own specialist Caravan seal spray. Just buy whatever's cheapest, easiest for you to get hold of, but just make sure it is a silicone spray. So this video is a little bit of a how-to, but it's more to explain to you the reasons why you should maintain your seals, the importance of doing so, and the detrimental effects if you don't. So there's a few reasons why you'll want to keep on top of the maintenance of your seals, and that's to keep them supple so that they have a good seal between the window and the van. One of the reasons is water ingress. So if you don't have a very good seal in bad weather, and particularly when you're traveling, water's going to come into the van and it's going to cause you a lot of problems down the line with things like dampness. It's also going to prevent drafts, particularly in the winter months. You're going to keep the warm air in the Caravan or motorhome inside, and you're going to keep the cold air on the outside, and it will help you reduce the levels of condensation that you find in your windows when you wake up first thing in the morning. Also, just from an aesthetics point of view, this is a fairly new van, so they still look spongy and soft, and they've still got that nice push against the window when you pull down the levers to lock the window. But later on in the Caravan's life, if you don't look after them, they will eventually go that sort of dull grey colour, and they will go hard and they will start to crumble. So I guess we can say we're just generally prolonging the life of the seals. They will eventually fail somewhere down the line, but by maintaining them properly, then you know that that's going to be a cost for further down the line and not in the near future. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a fairly new van. You can see that these are still dark in colour. On some YouTube videos that you watch on older vans, you'll see that they're normally like a dull black grey colour, and you can really see the difference when you spray this on. All that's really going to happen now is this is going to go shiny, similar to if you go to a hand car wash and they spray the stuff around your wheels, you get that shiny black look. Now this is a job that you'll get away with doing once a year, but after watching this video, hopefully you'll see that it's just a few minute job. You can do it while you're on a site, you can do it while you're in storage like I am at the moment, but it doesn't take very long, and it wouldn't be excessive to do this multiple times through the year. Okay, so before I start, I'm just going to explain what I'm going to do. Now you will see some people just go along and spray the seals, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. There's two reasons why I don't like to do that, and one, I don't want the spray going in, I don't want it going on the curtains and settling down on the furniture below, but also I find that you use a lot more of the spray doing that, whereas if you have a microfiber cloth like this, then you can spray into the cloth, and usually wiping that along will do one window per spray. So what I tend to do with my microfiber cloth is just take it, fold it into 4. That way you can see which bits you've used and then fold it back over to use a dry bit. If you roll it up in a ball, you're never really going to know which bit's got silicone on and which bit hasn't. So just spray into the cloth like that. and just rub it along. If you can, just get into these bits here, just so that every bit of the seal is being touched by the silicone spray. You can see the colour of the rubber seal is not really changing that much. As I said to you before, that's because I keep on top of this job and because the van itself is not particularly old. If you have an older van and you've never done this before, as soon as you wipe the silicone spray on, you're going to notice a massive difference in the colour. Now, I know I did just say a minute ago that one spray into a cloth would do a whole window. What I meant was, rather than going around continuously spraying like that, it's just a short spray into the cloth and do it several times. You can put too much on, but it won't hurt if you do, and just rub along like that. Okay. So now I've done the window, you can see behind me, I'm just leaving it open for a few minutes while I go round and do the rest. So I'm just going to spray again into the cloth, and I'm just going to go around the seal on the door. The importance of doing it on the door is exactly the same as doing it on the window, same principle. Just rub it along, anything that's rubber, and just make sure we've got that nice seal against the van when we close the door. So same with your lockers. Now this one arguably is the most important to me, because this is the one that goes underneath my bed and I don't want to draft in there when I go to sleep. So hopefully you can see this seal across the top here. So I'm just going to spray some into my cloth, exactly the same as I did before. Press the buttons in and just run it along the black seal across the top. Not forgetting to leave that in there. And just make sure that as you go round, you lock each one back up. Obviously a locker that size, someone, definitely not me, but could get into your Caravan if you leave them unlocked. I'm just going to walk you around the van quickly and just point out which bits we will be doing and which bits we won't be doing. We've already done the locker that goes to the underneath of our bed. Now, some of these have a seal, but I believe this is it's a foam seal rather than a rubber seal, so I'm not going to be spraying that. This goes under the bed. We will be doing that one. I don't believe there's anything on the gas, so that won't need doing. I'm going to do the front locker. I might just show you doing the front locker actually. The front three windows, again here with the water, there is no seal to do. This goes under the other bench, but this is actually our leisure battery. Now it has a slightly different seal. It doesn't have a seal around the edge. It has a seal sort of a bit further in, and it's actually not on the door, it's on the frame itself. So I will go down and make sure that that's had some silicone spray on it. Okay, so we're going to come to the toilet in a second. So there's nothing in there, there's just a little bit of foam, and all that foam does is push against there just to stop your pink liquid from coming out. That won't require any of the spray. We'll leave the toilet for a minute, and then window wise we've got our bathroom window, our bedroom window, our kitchen window, and the other side of our lounge. So realistically this job, if you're not filming, is going to take you about 5 or 10 minutes, and doing it several times a year is not going to be a hassle at all. Okay, I'm going to open up the locker and just show you inside there. Okay, so we just unlock. That open with the windows open, yep. So these seals are probably going to be your dirtiest, and this bit at the top is not particularly dirty, so I'm just going to show you on there. You probably need to see how to wipe it in anymore, but again, just making sure it touches all the parts of the seals. But if yours is particularly dirty like here, then I will get another one of these with just some water and clean it first and let it dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then come back and rub the silicone spray onto it. Outside here, you definitely could get away with just going along like that. I'm not particularly bothered about this going into there. There's nothing in there that we need to make sure that this doesn't settle on. And as I said, plenty of people do just spray it straight into their Caravan, and I'm sure they have no problems. This is just the way that I choose to do it. So basically, anything rubber that's on your Caravan, put this on. I'm going to show you quickly the toilet. Now, there are 3 seals in the toilet, so we'll go and take a look at them. I'm going to do one of them today, and the other 2 I'm going to do at a later date when I take the cassette home for a deep clean. So let's go ahead and take the toilet cassette out. Now, as I mentioned, there are 3 seals in here. The other 2 are a little bit of a bigger job, so we'll go ahead and do the first one. Sorry about the train. So just slide that back and just give it a quick spray around there, and that's that, job done. Now, there are 2 more seals in here. So if you turn that all the way around and push down on that, it should come up, and there's going to be a little seal around the orange part. And also, if you twist this round so that this arrow that's facing to there is now facing to there, you can pull that part of the cassette up and spray round that seal. To get that out, there is a method that some people say use that. This is likely to break, so your best bet here is to, I've seen people use a block of wood, pop it in there and turn it, but at some point, probably in the next few months, I'm going to do a complete deep clean of the cassette, and at that point I'll show you how to clean it thoroughly and take it apart. But for now, that's enough on that seal just to keep everything moving nicely. So pop that back into there. Again, making sure you lock this. Some people wonder why there's a lock on that, but the cassettes are quite expensive, and you will find some people going around and pinching them if you don't lock them back up. Now, if your car is with you, then it's a good time to do the seals on your car as well, for exactly the same reasons that we spoke about earlier. This is the end of this video. As I said, this is part 2 of 4. So in the next video, we have a comprehensive look at cleaning your water system, and then following that will be a van tour. Please let us know in the comments if you do anything any different, if you do this regularly, if you've never done this before. Again, I'm not here to preach and tell people they should. I'm just explaining to you the reasons why it's advisable. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in part 3, which is the next one.